Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Mic Drop with me, Rajiv Adatia. And today, I have a firecracker with me on the sofa. The bold, the beautiful, the most sensational Nia Sharma.
First, I want to congratulate you that you said it in one go. Oh my God!
Nia, you're making me laugh the whole way before this episode, like before the starting.
What friends do, you know. That's why, friends should not.
We're working on timing for the studio, sweetheart. So first and foremost, before we get into any chit chat, what are you? Is it you? Is this your bhoot? Because aren't you supposed to be in the Big Boss house?
Oh, I can't.
Itna bawal chale ke Nia ja rahi hai, Nia ja rahi hai. In fact, when I met her, we were at a party once. I said, "Are you going in the show?" She goes, "मैं नहीं जा रही हूँ." I said, "You're lying to me." She said, "मैं नहीं जा रही हूँ." I said, "तेरी मुझे साथ, she's lying to me." I had actually watched the grand premiere to see if you're lying to me, coming in the show. And I messaged her. I said, then what happened was one day I messaged you, and you put something in your status. What did you put in your status?
I said, please don't call or text me to ask anything. I'm not going to reply, and I'm not up for any quotes or any interviews because, there was this thing being played, and then I didn't want to lie to anybody about not going and give interviews. Like, I could have encashed on it. I could have capitalized on the whole big lie and made more interviews and, gone more berserk with the whole news. But I chose to just sit back and not entertain any of this thing, because how bad would it look on my behalf to just, play further on this? It was a trick. It was, I would say, a gimmick from the Colors team. And I was in fact going to go, but to integrate for Laughter Chef. इंटीग्रेशन एपिसोड के लिए मैं जाने वाली थी, बट उस एपिसोड के कुछ दिनों के बाद लाफ्टर शेफ कैंसिल हो गया. सो द होल थिंग पोपट हो गया when turned around. But I was never going to go, so but still, if it was the team, it was the Colors efforts to just create a buzz about that. I think they succeeded. I think it was a successful plan.
Well, I think
गालियां भले ही मुझे पड़ी हो, but I mean, how do I
गालियां पड़ी है because अब नहीं गए वो इसका मतलब ये वो भी प्यार है नहीं यार, because गाली पड़ा अरे क्यों नहीं गए यार, क्यों नहीं गए, इसका मतलब है लोग आपको बहुत प्यार करते हैं और वो चाहते आप घर में हो.
बट जब वो हुआ ना तो मैंने इतना ध्यान नहीं दिया. सेट होगा, ओके, थोड़ा बहुत प्ले आउट होगा एंड देन इट विल डाई डाउन, बिकॉज आई डिड नॉट एक्सपेक्ट दैट आई वुड हैव सच अ ह्यूमंगस सपोर्ट ऑन सोशल मीडिया व्हेन ऑल पीपल डू is write shit about me. So I was not expecting the kind of love that I received and the kind of buzz and the kind of hype and the kind of messages they were writing to me. I was overwhelmed, Rajiv. It almost made me want to go. I said, इतना प्यार अभी मिल रहा है, इतना मैं trend अब हो रही हूँ without even going. What would happen once I am inside it? So I did give it a thought, but इतना प्यार dude नहीं, I hadn't expected, because I thought somewhere along the way I had lost that kind of audience and the fans. But ऐसा नहीं है. It's always been there. Just as people you don't get to meet.
So you thought you were in that love, like you're thinking that
yeah, I don't take myself that seriously, because जो भी Big Boss से निकल के आते हैं, the hype is around them, उनको लगता है वो the booster dose of fame and everything, whatever you call it. It is that for me, because I've spent 14 years of my life working. I have a name and I've made a name for myself, and I'm very happy about that. So I'm not I'm okay having a little bit of less media presence, or being not being known fully and completely inside out. It's okay.
You are very there.
I'm very there, yeah, without doing anything, without being in a show where you have to stay day and night, like that. But despite that level of the roaring fandoms वो सिर्फ Big Boss के बाद ही आती है, because they hype their star who they love, and that kind of a booster dose is only you can get after once you're out of Big Boss house. And I've seen that. We all have seen people going crazy and gaga over somebody who's just out of Big Boss and the hype and this, which is for nothing. Sometimes that the person is not good.
I also believe that Big Boss fame is only literally वो 6 महीने की fame होते हैं.
Yeah.
Until next season comes. वो 6 महीने जो है Big Boss के बाद वो बहुत ज़रूरी है, because you have to, I think, cash into the show or do something with your life, because otherwise you're forgotten very quickly.
Yeah, but in my case, I am not even struggling to get anything out of that. Even if I tomorrow, out of respect, Colors has given me like 80,000 shows. For last 8 years I've been on Colors. Even if someday I end up doing Big Boss, it would be out of respect for the channel, for the love, and for the continuous work that they've given me. But even now, I know other shows that I do. I know I have to win. I have to prove a point, or a khatro. You're winning the task. You're winning something. So many things are there. Jhalak Dikla Jaye, you have to win at dancing. But in a show like Big Boss, I genuinely do not know what I'm going to prove. What is there to prove? कि आप लड़के किसी को गाली दे के I have no idea what to do, because here I am. I'm so happy and so lazy in my space that I don't like to talk. I don't like to talk back. I don't like to fight. तो मेरे से मत्था मारोगे मैं तुमसे बात भी नहीं करूँगी. You know, I'm that silent a person. I can be.
When you lose your temper now, let's not. When you lose your
me
temper,
losing my temper.
I can tell. Not like
Ganta.
laughter chest में तूने डाल कर.
That is out of fun.
But still, I think that if someone crosses you in the wrong way, you might not be verbally wrong to them.
Yeah.
You might not be screaming and shouting, or you might not be gali galoch, but you're not scared of putting your point across and making yourself firm.
Of course not.
And that's the character you need in Big Boss, who's not scared of putting the point across.
But I'm also in the calmest phase of my life where I do not want to involve anybody. I don't want any Tom, Dick and Harry coming to my face and saying shit to me.
Yeah.
You know, ideally, and my other side of me, when I start talking, it's all crass and it's all gullies. And you don't want people to just see that. You know, you don't want to subject people to that. You want to have a little bit of class, sit there, be out there, work, earn a lot of money, earn respect, and that's what my agenda is all about. But never say never if ever the time comes. But this wasn't the time and this wasn't me. And
Chalo guys, I'm sure she'll come soon, so don't worry. And I'm so happy you've seen the hype around you. आपको
it
hype
was
देखा
lovely.
है.
Oh, it was lovely.
Because आपको ये भी पता है शायद आप जाओगा next time Big Boss के अंदर तो
See,
आपको प्यार
who
बहुत
does
मिलने वाला
not
है.
love attention, and especially when I work naturally around. Like I've been a natural with all the news and everything. I've not had a PR who would plan and plant a story about me and then I would get the hype. It just comes, everything is coming so naturally every day, and then the reaction that I see, the craze, even if the craze is there or the trollings are there, everything has been so out there for me to grasp, to absorb, and to to live with it. So I've been living with all the shitty things people write about me. I've seen the love during Ek Hazaron Mein. I've probably seen it all, the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Lowest to nahi main bolungi, but I've seen it all, and I'm very happy with the space I'm in, and I don't want. I don't know, what do I don't want?
You don't just disturb that pattern.
Yeah, I'm okay. My agenda is to just fetch good work all the
So
time.
before you were in the industry, obviously आप जो पहले अब एक्टिंग में आए हैं, but उसके पहले आपको जर्नलिस्ट बनना था मैंने सुना. मतलब जर्नलिज्म में जाना था आपको.
Someone's done his
Research.
So it's Rajiv. I usually am very lazy with giving interviews and being there. But when you called, I said, "Ek to, we meet and how we became friends. It's like through parties,
Honestly,
I don't know what he does, where he's from. I've seen you with so many. I swear to God.
You know what I do. Now you know what I do, but
no, now you're doing podcasts with famous people. But yeah, that's how it is. But the thing is that my friends ko shayad mana nahi kar pati, so that's why I'm here. But I'm glad that he's sitting on this table with his research on point. And yes, I wanted to be a journalist.
So you were a journalist, and so obviously the journalist you wanted to become. So what kind of journalism did you want to do? Was it like Bollywood, or was it in politics, or what was it?
So yeah, these are different sections of this. I wanted to be a news anchor. I wanted to be the next Barkha Dutt, and I was so on point, with my studies in class. I knew the ABC of journalism is called accuracy, brevity, clarity. I knew, what perseverance meant. I've read it so much because I was so raring to go in that field. But I would say destiny had other plans. It flipped one day. I kind of happened to audition, for a TV show in Delhi itself, and here they were. They picked me immediately, and I was doing a show for Star Plus, and then rest is history.
Which show was that?
Kali Ek Agni Pariksha.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I started knowing you from
Ek Hazaron. That was my second show.
Mein Meri Behna Hai. I swear every Raksha Bandhan na, I'm sick of this song now because every Raksha Bandhan, Ek Hazaron Mein Meri Behna. I'm like,
don't make
stop
fun of
the
it.
song.
People will abuse you. Because
I'm not abused. I'm just saying that some गाना हमेशा होते ना.
And imagine 2 साल की memories हैं इस song के साथ, because it used to play when the show would start. It would play while the scene is going on. It would play when the show was ending, and the tears dub, and I was new. तो उस show से इतनी attachment थी that when it ended, I cried for hours straight. खत्म ही
Because it was you, Taka, Crystal, and Tanda.
Vishal, all 4 of us.
Yeah.
Beautiful show, beautiful memories, great fan following, and I think at the very initial bit of my career, I think that show made me. It gave me
Yeah, it gives you a boost.
Yeah.
So journalism is what you liked. You wanted to go to journalism.
Yeah.
Did you ever even try to pursue it before acting, before you got the audition?
Never got a chance.
See, I always wanted to become a detective, like a police detective.
But you still
Like
are. There's nothing that you don't know. There's nothing
hi.
where you don't. There's nothing where you can't pin and you don't know the loopholes of everybody. Come on, you're a
How
low-key
dare
detective.
you.
Excuse me.
First, I'm not a gossip. It's what you call factual information. I took facts.
Rumor mongers?
I don't took fiction. And honestly, people obviously confide in me a lot. But the one thing you'll find out about me, Nia, I think, which we know also, I don't talk about my friends.
तुम्हें अपने friends के undergarments के colors भी पता होंगे.
वो भी नहीं बताऊंगा मैं. वो भी नहीं बताऊंगा मैं.
पूछना नहीं है. I don't want to know about anybody. This is me. But don't tell me you're not a detective.
No, I know everything is
you'll
going on. I know what's happening. I know who's talking about me. I know who's not talking about me. I know who's there to trust and not to trust. But at the same time, I don't give it any attention also.
You will make bomb money when you become one. Or you are one.
No, I can't. Why become money reason for that? लोग हैं जो करते हैं बेटा. तुझे भी पता है, मुझे पता है किसकी बात कर रहा हूँ.
मुझे तो नहीं पता. मैं अपने घर से ही नहीं निकलती, मुझे क्या पता.
भैया घर से नहीं निकलती बाहर. हमेशा तो बाहर तो मिलते तुमको. I only see your side. Nia, I see a certain spots. तो तू घर से बातें निकलती है तो.
6-7 महीने पहले मैं 4 बार इसको 4 पार्टीज में टकराई. उसका मतलब है he is still carrying it on after a year.
And your birthday?
मैंने last time I don't remember मैंने अपनी birthday party भी अपने घर में दी because I didn't want to get out of my house.
But that party was also nice.
It was fun. Oh, thanks for coming.
Well, if you invited me, so I had to come. I had no choice.
So sweet.
But obviously, like you're one of the prominent, I would say, TV faces of the industry.
Yeah, of course.
Over like the last 14-15 years. I say more than that, Nia. आपने काफी अच्छा नाम बनाया है, काफी अच्छा shows किया है, and obviously आपने थप्पा लगा दिया industry में. वैसे आप shows करो कि ना करो, Nia Sharma is here to stay.
Oh, sweet, thanks.
So, do you find it a bit tough when new actresses like from say Big Boss, for example, or other reality shows they come in?
Yeah.
They don't really know much about acting or whatever. And sometimes the roles that you should be getting, which you think नहीं मैं कर पाऊंगी, और मुझे क्यों फिर नहीं आ रहा है, but उसको hype मिल ले तो वो लोग करते हैं. Do you feel sometimes with sideline like, hello, we've been here for 14 years, or just because एक show करके आए वो लोग, मतलब तुम्हें question ही कुछ पूछ रहा हूँ.
No, I've never felt like that. Although the hype around them immediately after a show or two when they don't even deserve it, yeah, it's irritating.
That's what I'm
media. But it has never affected my work because what differentiates them from me is the money that I'm charging today, and is why I wouldn't get a call for a particular show when the other would. And it's always like that. When I started
She's not
out,
a cheap actress, dude. She's one of the big top ones.
But yeah, I mean,
and I'm proud of that.
I started from scratch, you know. There was a time when we would earn peanuts. There is a time when I would demand my money. So that is the differentiating factor today. That differentiates us. But that's okay, you know. Hype is one thing. Being popular is one thing. But then getting your price, your treatment for a show is 100 times
more expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. It's you still can't. They will treat you. They know you can be famous, and today it is so easy, you know, because the paps are everywhere, the media is everywhere. You know, you're up ek show karo. You know, people anywhere are calling. It's very easy to be seen in today's time. It's no rocket science. It's no hype. Nobody even likes that anymore. Even you know, it has become a little bit cringeworthy also, because everyone's just roaming around like they are the biggest stars out there, but it's not the case. You know, when you go to fetch that kind of work, तब आपको समझ आती है आपकी value क्या and what they're offering you on the table. Quoting something and you getting that are two different things.
Exactly, I totally agree with you. You know, social media sometimes हम बाहर जाते हैं तो हम party करते हैं, or like for example, many parties been together. जो हम पार्टी करते हैं हम इतना सोचते भी नहीं है कि कौन फोटो ले रहे, कौन फोटो नहीं ले रहे, कौन वीडियो कैमरा ले रहे. We sometimes we just so in our zone. हमको पता भी नहीं है कि हम क्या शूट कर रहे हैं. Some videos are of us dancing, or cutting a cake, or jumping around. और लोग क्या क्या बोलते नीचे, क्या कर रहे हैं बचपना ये वो. I mean, हम इंसान हैं, we're having a good time. Do you feel like you always have to be cautious now about who's taking your video, who's taking your picture, because it's coming on social media, then you get trolled by it also. Like, do you feel like a bit cautiously क्या हो रहा है? Why is it so much about social media all the time? Why are we getting trolled for nothing, which is not even our fault?
Not really. I mean, we are social media addicts. We like Instagram. There are so many times when I'm partying, I'm putting those stories out there for people to watch. I've been warned a lot of times by my own friends, don't put up what you're partying, where you're partying, what you're wearing. But why not? Why am I supposed to show everyone, oh, I am the Devi of, you know, sanskar? Why?
Yes, exactly.
I could be partying, I could be wearing the shortest of skirts, I could be this girl who likes to dress up, you know, in short clothes and still be the nicest girl ever. You know, that thought needs to change. And about the trollings and everything, I've lived so much with it. Even when nobody was getting trolled, I was the one getting trolled from television.
Really?
I probably, yeah, you know, when nobody knew anything. No, I start, you know, 2014, 15, who knew what trolling was and who really was giving? Abhi to har every actress, by the way, every actor, सबको पता है कहाँ से news बनानी है. You go on a vacation, wear a nice bikini, do this, do that to be in news. सबको सब पता है. Even a 21-year-old girl today who's entering the industry is way too smart than I was when I entered. I was a rookie. I was such a novice. I was such a vulnerable little girl. मेरे को काजल तक नहीं लगाना आता था, Rajiv. See my growth, you know, how I've grown like day by day, every day, learning. I learned from YouTube how to do my own makeup. Then I would see this. तो मैं खुद grow, मैंने किया है, अपने आप grow किया. I was never this diva by myself or anything like that. So it's taken me years to transform myself. And today when I stand here and I tell you that, hey, I know I'm looking pretty. I know I'm looking good. It's after a lot of years, not that I'm bragging, you know. So, where were we?
About social media.
Yeah, so अब वो क्या बोल रहे हैं अब नहीं फर्क पड़ेगा. मेरे को बहुत साल हो गए.
But I want to tell everybody this very clearly that Nia, when she first came in the industry, Nia, she did a role. आपने एक रोल किया ट्विस्टेड, जो वो टाइम में बहुत बड़ा, मतलब it was like a फटाका. Because वो टाइम में it was a role between you and another girl in one of the series,
It was
right?
just 10 years ago. You're talking like I'm some 90s actress.
नहीं 90s मतलब हम 10 साल पहले भी social media इतना नहीं था.
I know.
Social media at that time was not big. At that time, trolling, these kind of topics were not even that big. For example, the homosexual scene was not even accepted at that time. Section 370, the one that just passed, was recently. So at that time was a big
time,
big
and it was
dhabar.
blown out of proportions. I was the headline of every article. I was there in news every day of my life. जब वो series release हुई. And you know, again, I did not know I'm going to create such a buzz or I'm going to blow, you know, things out of proportion. I had just gotten out of doing a show called Jamai Raja, which ran for 2 years. They were heading for a revamp, and they probably didn't need me anymore. Is when I left the show, and I was in our industry. Everything is so hunky dory, you know. Once at one time you have everything, and the next day you're probably sitting ducks doing nothing. So that's exactly what happened to me. 2 years I worked. The next day I was free. I had nothing to do. I had no knowledge, and I didn't know when my next show going to be coming. And that's when Vikram Bhatt had offered me a show like
And that
Twisted.
was with who's the guy?
Vikram Bhatt.
No, the guy in the series.
Namit Khanna.
Namit Khanna, correct.
So, so he had offered me this series, and he said it's a 25-day shoot, and this is what it is. And I headed into it. I went straight into it because not thinking, and not realizing. I thought I was an actor. Why things went berserk when I kissed a girl in that show, because that time OTT wasn't prevalent. OTT hadn't even started, and then I was a girl from television who had done Ek Hazaron Mein and the Sanskari Bahu image and Jamai Raja, and here I was kissing a girl on screen and doing all the bold scenes. That could not, nobody could digest that. I think probably that there was nothing wrong about it.
Not at all.
मैं आज करती वो शायद वो news भी नहीं बनती उस चीज़ की, because so normal today. Every series that you pick is full of gullies and the homosexual scenes, and you know, these are the, it's getting the forefront, it's coming on the forefront today. So it's no big deal. But when I did it, it was more of because a television girl had just gone and attempted something like that.
You broke many stereotypes, many rules, and आपने जो किया था बहुत अच्छा किया था नेहा, because I believe people have to be real, and they have to, you see, एक काम होते हैं to call yourself an actress, एक काम होते हैं to believe you're an actress, and एक काम होते हैं to put these two things together. Some people say मैं actor हूँ, पर मैं ये नहीं करना चाहता हूँ यार, कि मतलब ये तो वो है ये नहीं, image conscious हूँ. एक ये था कि मैं actor हूँ, ये मेरा काम है, तो I am trying to fulfill every role. And you went out there and आपने इतना bold move लिया because you're an actress and that's your job. पर आपने इतना अच्छा portray किया था, and you opened many doors. I think you were that show, Vikram Bhatt, पहला शो था जो दरवाजा खोला कि ये भी है हमारा दुनिया में, accept करो. And then a lot of things started working after that. People were speaking up more, लोग बात कर रहे थे, ये कर रहे थे. Because in this country, हमारा देश में, the highest amount of suicides is because of people who are closeted homosexuals,
really?
who are not coming out. Whether it's transgenders, whether it's homosexuals, whether it's people who are not understanding their own body. Because क्या होता है sometimes in life, people are like, there's so many stories of people being born, like the transgender movement also.
But in industry में तो it's so prevalent. It's everybody.
It's accepted
knows,
here,
right?
but that's in Bombay.
But उनके not their parents.
No, like
मुझे नहीं पता. I don't know what the life is. I have many friends who are transgenders and all my makeup artists and everything. But I could never. I also don't know what that life.
See, Bombay, I feel is a very cosmopolitan
Common
city.
thing.
It's very cosmopolitan also. यहाँ सब accepted है.
Yeah.
Because आधा industry ऐसा है.
हाँ.
You know, but outside Mumbai, बहुत अलग दुनिया है. And बहुत time लग रहा है वो चीज़ को मतलब accept करना, understand करना. Homosexuality is still a bit accepted. But when women are changing to kinners or to transgenders, because obviously they feel like I want to be this, and that's okay. The parents aren't accepting them. And there's a hijra called Lakshmi Narayan Tripathi, which I've listened to a lot.
Okay.
She's a Big Boss also one time.
Okay.
She's now Mahamandaleshwar. She was saying, I was reading listening to one of her podcast. She said, you know, when she came out to her parents about being a transgender, usko hijra banna tha. She goes, you know, I spoke to my father and mom said, you know, ठीक है, अब यहाँ रहोगे, you're not going to leave the house. We'll give you another apartment, you stay there and you live there and you do what you want to do. Like the father was accepting of it, and at that time the stigma was high. But when I go on the streets in Mumbai or Versova, you know, there's the signals, I see these hijras, and there's one, in fact, there's a couple that come to me all the time because they recognize me. And I always give them money, Nia, because, you know, I feel so bad that, you know, the society says, oh, we accept, but Nia, और कुछ काम नहीं है लोगों के लिए यार, तो क्या करूँ? I feel so bad, you know, I feel so bad for them that we should accept them more in society also. So you, in fact, opened doors in a very big way for that thing. It's a very, very bold and good thing you did.
I didn't know what I was doing back then. All I knew was I was just doing a shoot, you know, and earning some money out of it.
Yeah.
I never knew that, you know, people, but it was really received very well. A lot of people really praised
And
me.
society has really changed since then, you don't
Yeah.
think? Has it grown, you think, society since then?
But we live in Mumbai, so exactly, that's what I'm saying. You talk about a Mumbai or a Bangalore or Delhi, you know, metropolitan cities for that matter. But there are the tier 2, tier 3 cities, जहाँ पे अभी भी I don't think, और है ये हर जगह. It's been prevalent for about 100 years now, if you actually go on to talk about it, you know. But I don't know how it's being taken in other cities of our country, because somewhere regression has not left.
I think every state or every city, everywhere in the world has that regression. In every city or every country in the
And
world.
the thought also, the regressive thought process. I don't know how the families receive them, and it starts from the family. If your parents are not accepting, that puts you in a very tough spot. You know, it's okay to face the world. कोई तुम्हारा रिश्तेदार नहीं है, nobody is really आपको बिठा के खिला नहीं रहा है, तो आप you don't owe them anything. But अगर आपके parents ही support नहीं कर रहे हैं ना, वो वहाँ से वो पूरा दिमाग हिलता है फिर.
There's a story I can tell you, which in London, well, you know Princess Diana? So Princess Diana was the biggest princess of the world, the most sought after woman in the world. And I remember when she was the princess, and when she divorced him also, Prince Charles, King Charles now, she went to a leprosy camp. And she went somewhere in Africa. And she went there. There were HIV people there with HIV and leprosy. And that time HIV and leprosy was not very known. And they thought it was, if I touch your hand, it's interaction, you get the HIV or leprosy. Princess Diana went into the unit of leprosy and started holding babies, started touching people's hands, started holding people's hands. And I'm telling you, Nia, when she came back, the person that was the head of the leprosy unit there called the palace and said, your 2 minutes in this place
has
changed the notion of the world towards leprosy.
It's a fact.
And it's given us so much publicity about how there's no contagious effect by touching people. You gave us what we've been trying to do for the last 50 years. Then she went to the HIV unit in London. And at that time, HIVs were very big things. Because they thought that homosexuals are, you know, this, and there's big stigma on this in London. And when she went to the unit, she again shook their hands, hugged them, sat on the bed with them. And again, it broke the stigma for a lot of people.
Fair enough,
So yeah, people like that had, like Princess Diana had that kind of effect to change people's notions. And I think as celebrities, we have to speak up for certain issues and talk, which you do also now. You really speak up, Nia, and you do talk about certain things. So I'm very proud of you, because बहुत कम लोग हैं इंडस्ट्री में जो बोलते हैं और सही वक्त पे बोलते हो, सही टाइम पे बोलते हो. आप तो भैया बोलते हो, and I'm very happy about that.
Thanks.
Hats off to you, darling. Thanks for joining my club of, you know, being that outspoken person who's not scared of saying or things or putting their point across. So, I heard, Nia Sharma, that you have a crush on somebody, and that somebody is quite a big somebody.
Oh, I know. I only.
Who is this person you have a crush on?
You tell me.
I don't want to give the initials because it's like a gali. So it's Fardeen Khan.
It is absolutely him.
We really have a crush. So Fardeen sir, if you're watching this, Nia is she's extremely in love with you. How? What is it? What attracts you to him?
Since I was young, I've always just seen you as the nicest looking and the chocolate boy, and all these movies. He would just, he was so handsome. He's been so charming, a charmer he is. So I've always been that kind of a.
And I heard on the sets of Laughter Chef, you nearly fainted.
Excuse me, no, I didn't faint. I was just so happy that I just danced around him, was with him all the time. I think.
And after that, you fainted.
No, I never fainted. I'm not a kid. I'm not a kid. But it was so nice to meet him. He was so nice, and I called him my partner. I threw Sudeshji away, and he played along.
What?
I went all out declaring my love. And when I watched the whole episode myself, I said, what was I doing? मैं कैसे? I love him. I did this. He's so handsome. मैं पागल नहीं हो जाते? Because I could not expect, and he was standing right on my counter, on my desk, on my खाना बनाने वाला desk. I went
She's shaking. She's
not shaking. इतना भी नहीं है. But I was happy. And then. उन्होंने वो सॉन्ग भी वही चलाया पीछे एडिट में जिसको मैंने चाहा
Oh no way.
It was hilarious, it was funny, but the best part is that he was smiling. He was so nice, and he played along.
What did you cook for him?
I didn't parathas. I mean, they cooked. They had come to promote cake.
The best way to a man's heart is cook them parathas. Were your parathas good?
तुम तो ऐसे बोल रहे हो.
कोशिश की है तूने. कोशिश की पराठा बना के. क्या पराठा था बताओ? आलू वाला.
अरे वो chocolate. There was a competition.
Chocolate वाला पराठा था.
He made. I तो ate.
Oh,
everybody, I think.
He made for you chocolate वाला
Not
पराठा.
for me. There was like 15 other people. There was Akshay Kumar also there. There was.
तो वो तो ठीक है. पर आपने.
No, but I had a lot of interaction with him. I told him so much. I spoke to him so much. It was fun.
Who is your favorite guest on the show?
By far.
Yeah.
Fardeen Khan.
No, except for Fardeen Khan, who was the.
Then everybody was welcome. It was so nice to have everyone. कितने लोग आए यार? बहुत लोग.
You used to scream like Rahul. I was like, what is this trailer? What happened?
Yeah, it has gone everywhere, right? मैं हर page पे वही आ रहा होता है, and people are writing, why is she so dramatic? And it's okay, no? It's so good to be dramatic, sometimes. And the show gave us that platform. वो बस सुबह hair makeup करके कपड़े पहन के वो हमें छोड़ देते थे. They never told us anything. They never told us ये do's हैं, ये don'ts हैं. उस show पे कुछ था ही नहीं. There was no do's and don'ts on that show, and we just went berserk, and that show was all about that,
You played Nagin also?
Of course I did.
Nagin.
फिर उसे कोविड खा गया. मेरे वाले नागिन शो को कोविड खा गया. The first wave of COVID, the entire country went into a lockdown, and that's when our show got hit. 3 months के लिए सीधा सारे sets off हो गए थे, and when we came back, they wrapped it within a month.
But how do you play Nagin? Like, I mean, do you feel like a nag coming inside,
Yeah, it is. See, that franchisee is so popular in itself. It's one of the biggest franchises that Indian television has. So it's not about how do you play or how do you not play. It is about, you're famous, you're doing this, and then it was a hit back then.
I'll never be cast in Nagin.
Why not?
Probably Sand, I'll be cast for Sand, not for Nagin.
But they have a Sand character also. Nevla, Saab, Bichu, सब आते हैं उसमें. So it's okay. You have your.
So you're agreeing I should be a Sand in the show?
You're smooth.
Nia, what nonsense?
You just said it. I agreed.
But that is that an insult or compliment? I'm trying to understand this at the moment.
It's what you make of it.
But then you did Churel wala show, abhi, na?
Of course.
So you're Churel also. So you become a
Nagin
nag. You have done. So, I was looking at show pieces because from a housewife, you went to Twisted. From Twisted, you did this bold show. So from there, you went to like the other shows and you become a nag. From nag, you go to Churel. What is next?
You're so right, actually. It's such a, ऐसे वाला that actually, why am I surprised that I'm always in news,
Are you a murderer next? What do you do? पति को मार देगा क्या करेगा अभी?
Churel was also so much fun, People went crazy and nuts talking about what is the show called Suhagan Churel, including me. And literally, I was so rude to them. I said, "Don't call me for a show like Suhagan Churel. Are you fucking serious? We're living in a country. Don't call me that." The next thing I'm doing Suhagan Churel. I am the Churel. And I'm having fun. I'm having the best time of my life because that Churel is supposed to be an, very attractive woman who lures men. She has killed 15 men by now, husbands, so to
Did
say.
Fardeen Khan come on the show?
Why would you regress?
Yeah, were you lowering?
He's a
Were you
movie
trying to
star.
call for the kind please
He's a
come to my
movie
show?
star. The day I play a churel in a movie, I would want him to.
Oh, बात बोल दिया तूने.
But it was an absolute pleasure playing a Suhagan churel. Man, it was trippy. It was trippy.
But see, I love Indian TV. Well, no, actually, now I'm lying. I love Indian TV shows, especially reality shows, because obviously all my shows
क्या
have been
देखा तुमने?
reality.
Which has been your favorite show? बता दो आज.
TV show?
Anji.
You know, when I was young, I liked the show called Devi with
Devi?
Sakshi Tanwar.
अच्छा.
And she was Devi. It's like a Naga with a Devi version. That was so, oh, ye to Devi ban gayi yaar. So I'm a very dharmic person, so I like that Devi aspect of it.
Okay.
But till date, the reason I don't watch TV Indian serials is because the episodes are 30 minutes long.
Okay, तो
And
क्यों
the
बोल रहे हो? I
acting-
love TV shows. क्यों
No,
बोला?
I love reality TV shows.
बोला
I love
क्यों?
OTT shows. I love films.
He changed. He
No,
flipped.
hello, please rewind this back on my podcast. I said I love TV shows, but I love reality TV shows. I loved, the only show I watched was Devi.
You
And I-
also watched Ek Hazaron mein because you spoke about
No,
it.
because my friends were in this show, but I never only watched
you
a few
watched it,
episodes.
na?
I
Say
know.
it, na?
If you're asking me, I know the songs. I know Satya. Saath nibana Satya.
पर ये उस टाइम पे
ये
TV
रिश्ता क्या खेला था.
Hit
Free
shows
promotion
are not
करो याद रखियो ये बात. But I'm saying that the songs you remember. But in a 30-minute episode,
Yeah.
you're acting for 10 minutes. Now, Nia, don't lie about this. Do, 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 do. By the time that finishes 5 minutes. So I go and make a cup of tea and the person's still moving their head. तो मैं क्या करूँ इसमें?
अच्छी बात है मेरी.
Like I'm just thinking कि मतलब dialogue ज़्यादा हो, reactions ज़्यादा. Like I saw one where someone has thrown something, the rope has come down
Yeah.
on the curtain. She's now swung herself like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is that humanly possible?
Yeah.
Like someone's like thrown a Mangalsutra, thrown out someone's hand the Mangalsutra, and the Mangalsutra's gone, land on someone's head.
But that's how it is, you know.
But Nia,
It's a
2024.
fiction. It's a fiction, and sometimes can I tell you, I'm not defending Indian television shows. I'm so sorry, I'm not defending that, but I'm just saying that if you look at it, it is a daily soap. It is every day they are showing.
No, I love Indian TV, but I just don't get the drama.
It is the drama. That's how it is, you know. And sometimes reality is stranger than fiction. So for all you know, ऐसी चीजें हो जाती है that when you put it in fiction, that seems
But it doesn't-
impossible.
but it's
People
funny
like
though.
some. But of course,
But the storylines are good.
Have you seen Pathan? So
Most
the
of-
whole train seek Pathan, where no, you the Shah Rukh Khan and Salman Khan fighting and on the train sequence. Yeah, we also had.
Oh, that I saw the sequence on the clip.
Mission Impossible maybe same tha, the latest Mission Impossible, the same train sequence was there. You
can't now she's comparing.
if
Hold on a
I'm
second.
not comparing. No, not at all. But that was so unbelievably funny.
Yeah.
But because they are megastars, it's on a huge scale. Those movies are like so big budget movies and the larger than life cinema that we are watching. Although no matter how funny it is, but they're on such a big scale that we accept it. Oh wow, heroic and this and that. Matlab, half of that train sequence was just so prolonged, even in Mission Impossible, that in the theater, I was laughing
But
my ass
Nia-
off when, he was just hanging by that one cliff.
But there's no
for
Mangalsutra coming from the
15
sky on their
minutes.
head, no?
I'm not comparing the two things, but I'm saying when you want to believe, it's what you want to believe. Unbelievably funny is everything. The VFX sometimes are funny everywhere.
Actually, I'm jealous.
But it's different.
I'm jealous.
just
I want a
because-
Mangalsutra on my head. I want to be on my head be called a rope on the
You know
curtain.
what?
Why not?
It's just the stature, the people that are doing it, and the level.
Have you done scenes like that though?
What's that?
Where someone's hit you and you go flying for like 10 minutes?
Bro, I've done Suhagan Churel. I would stand with my feet ulta, aisa, and aise. My feet were always ulte.
So I've seen you at night time near Versailles.
Yeah, it is the night. Excuse me. Yeah, I've done. They have hung me upside
No,
down.
wait. Now you're saying this. Hold on.
They have hung me upside down. मेरे मुंह में आ गए थे मेरे. I was gasping for breath.
Sorry, what's came in your mouth?
My
Your
heart.
vocal box.
My heart
Your
came
vocal
in my
box.
mouth. I was gasping for breath. Rajiv, I've done scenes like that. It was so funny, And it's so unbelievable. I used to laugh on मैं क्रोमा पे खड़ी हो के मार दिया तड़का अस्त्रा गया उड़ाओ. You think I wouldn't laugh? मैं हंस के लेट जाती थी, and because I was a चुड़ैल वो हंसी काम भी करती थी. This is how you're supposed to.
You're scary as a chudela.
I'm tripping, right? I'm tripping.
But listen, I heard.
Yeah.
When I first came to Mumbai, I don't know if this was a lie, so you tell me the truth. I heard that at night time, 1-2 raat baje na, 1 or 2 in the morning, there are witches that drive the autos, and if you see their feet backwards, they are witches.
Of course.
So whenever I go in an auto after 12 o'clock, now I see the person's feet. कि सच में चुड़ैल है कि वो ऑटो ड्राइवर है. मैं सच में अभी तक मेरे दिमाग में बैठ गया वो. So I go in the auto rickshaw and I see their feet के आगे के पीछे. Have you ever experienced like a चुड़ैल before?
No, never.
Ghost?
I don't believe in all of these things. I would have died by now because I'm so scared. मैं एक बार
You're scared and you're playing a चुड़ैल?
हाँ, तो वो तो funny था ना, उस पे तो क्या ही है, you're shooting, you're doing a scene like that. मैं एक बार I watched this movie called The Conjuring in the theater. सब बैठे हुए हाँ. I was screaming the loudest and people were laughing. पूरे थिएटर में मम्मी. But nobody was screaming. I said मेरे को ही क्यों इतना मतलब ऐसे scenes, you know, because I'm so scared. Otherwise मेरे को पीछे से कोई टैप करता है मैं डर जाती हूँ. It's reflex and I should get over it because it's so embarrassing at times. मैं कभी लिफ्ट खुलती है कोई सामने खड़ा होता है तो मैं उसमें डर जाती हूँ. क्यों भाई क्या हो क्या गया? Because it's so ingrained in me now that I'm not able to get over it. I get scared, you know, too fast, you know. So इसलिए मैं नहीं अपने आप को दूर रखती हूँ सारी चीज़ों से. कोई भूतों की बात भी कर रहा होता ना, I don't indulge in those conversations because it's funny. It's never happened. It doesn't really exist.
No, it does exist.
It does.
Has Ajay Bijlani told you the story? Bijlani spoke to you about this?
I will never speak to him about
So Bijlani and me were in London.
I am not listening.
No, but we're in a podcast. Nothing. यहाँ कोई भूत तो आने वाला नहीं है.
अरे तो इतनी लंबी
बस सुनो ना यार.
पॉडकास्ट है ये यार, ये कहाँ कब तक चलने वाला?
अच्छा तो डर गया अभी यार.
इतनी लंबी स्टोरी वो
आप तो डर गए कि डर गए?
मैं नहीं डरी.
I'm saying you maybe नहीं.
अरे Bijlani and you were in
so
London.
Bijlani and me were in London. Okay. Bijlani goes to me, I want to go to the real Conjuring 2 house. Now the real Conjuring 2 house where the actual ghost haunting was there is actually in London. And it's like half an hour from my house. Not the set, the actual house where the hauntings happened.
Was there Annabelle?
Annabelle? Oh, there's more than Annabelle. So what happened was Bijlani goes to me.
Has anybody told you look like Annabelle sometimes?
Nia, I'm not talking about this topic. I'm telling you one thing very clearly. I'm showing you something. Bijlani and me
Has anybody told you?
Can you stop changing my topic about ghosts? 1 second. So what happened was Bijlani and me went there. I'm just pulling this up for you. Bijlani and me went there. And we went like at midnight at night time, okay?
Yeah.
हम लोग रात पे गए थे. And I'm not lying to you, Nia. What happened was he got out of the car and he's standing by the house taking a picture. Now on the house, it's written Jesus' house because it's a blessed house now. And if your house is haunted in London, you have to declare it to the HMRC that your house is haunted because when you put that house for sale, you have to say the house is haunted. A lot of documentaries were on this house. People knew this was haunted, whatever. So I took him there. He stood outside the house. While he's standing outside the house, a black cat comes out of the house. And you can ask him about this. A black cat comes out of the house and stands by me. I am now freaking out. Okay. Nia, that's not working with me, by the way. What? What?
There's something behind you.
झूठ मत बोल पागल औरत. So what happened was Ajay was taking a picture there. In the window of this house, there's a booth we can see. And I've taken a picture of me and Arjun outside the house. I'll show you guys this also. That's Arjun. Oh, sorry. Can you see that?
What is that?
It's a head and a body.
पकाओ मत यार.
This is the photograph. This is the ghost inside. I'll put it on my thing also. This is what me and Arjun saw.
That's a curtain.
That's not a curtain, it's a man standing there. And Arjun is now freaked out and coming to my car. So ghosts do exist. The supernatural does exist. And things do exist. Do you still not believe in it? What am I going to do with this girl? यार तू किसके साथ क्या करूँगा मैं? Are you scared? तो डर गई? इसे तो चुप बैठी है क्या? Okay, next topic.
Yeah.
So Nia, what are you doing later always? Anyway, where do you see yourself now next 5-10 years?
I don't know what I'm doing next week. You're talking about.
Really, I asked you such a polite and intellectual question here. I said, what am I doing next week?
I want to be partying on my own yacht after 5 years.
So you're buying your own yacht?
That's where I see myself. हो नहीं हो मुझे नहीं पता. You said where.
She's
do you
earning
see?
too much money, huh? So buying a big where?
Yeah, my own, but I'm not like
Where?
someone
Where?
else's. Where on some nice island, somewhere.
Still acting?
Oh yeah, I want to be famous. I want to be known. I want to be working. Yeah.
Would you open your own business? You think like your own clothing?
I
brand?
want to. Yeah. I want to start my own line in something, but I'm just so lazy and I don't know, and I don't have anybody to just guide me through it all. Yeah, but I do see myself investing in something that gives me returns, and then I don't have to solely lie on acting for my money, because it is such a
Up and down game.
seasonal thing. Either you have work or you don't. There is no in between.
But it was really hard, like when you're in this industry and we're getting shows, like I get offered shows and sometimes the concept isn't right.
मैं तो खुद 3 साल के बाद वापस आई.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've got offered 3 shows in the last 6 months, and they're not the shows that I want to do. But then people are doing shows. You get like sometimes I get anxiety that I should have done that show maybe or whatnot, right? But don't you find that roller coaster of emotions, like having a show and having that high, then coming out of that show and then going down, up and down, up and down?
Oh, so
quite difficult.
I'll tell you, Rajiv, last 6 months, I was doing 2 shows, not 1, 2. A Laughter Chef and Sohagan simultaneously, both were running, both started together, ended together. In the morning, I would decide between taking a dump and brushing my teeth.
What?
I would take a dump and then I would brush my teeth but take a dump in my vanity. That's how busy I was. And I would sleep. You said no parties in the last 6 months. You never saw me because I was working. The next day you have to be standing for 13 hours on a Laughter Chef set. I would go home, sleep, and repeat the next morning, back to the set. 6 months I have done this. And the minute I got done with all of this, I went so low because in these 6 months I earned well, I worked well, and I was so busy, and I realized, I told myself that I will take a break immediately, and I would be lying naked on a yacht somewhere on some, beach like that. That's what I decided for myself. But when those 2 shows ended, I went straight from here. I went deep down, and I would not leave my house for 10, 15 straight days. After my birthday it happened, everybody kept calling me for house parties. I never went anywhere. Because either you're seeing yourself looking like this on point, working so much, 12 hours straight, every day. Next thing, you're just waking up, you don't know what you're doing next, what you're doing. And, you're looking at your dark circles, you're just in bed, probably not even taking a shower, on a day or 2. I could not deal with those surge of emotions that I went through in those days, know. It's taken me so much, and even the podcast that I'm doing with you today, it's not just I got up. I aligned 3 more interviews on the same day so that I'm not wasting my day doing one thing. So I'm so lazy otherwise. If you ask me to get out, come for a party, I will not. I need...
Your downtime.
I've been fighting this thought a lot, but I've been a loner, मेरे को बचपन में एक बार स्कूल में किसी टीचर ने मेरे को ये बात बोली थी that you're a bit of a loner. मुझे उस वक्त समझ नहीं आया what a loner meant. When I grew up, now that I realize what I do, where I dance, when I go to parties, I'm with people. It is my social obligation. It is, I feel that, I should be doing this because I've connected with people, I meet them on sets, and, you can't be totally consumed in your... So I make those efforts to meet friends, because sometimes when you need them, you probably have to...
But do you have a very small set of friends or a large set of friends?
No, I have a good circle, but yeah, very set circle. I don't really
Do you trust people often?
I don't trust anybody. But I'm just saying that...
Why don't you trust people?
You're changing the topic. Why do I have to trust people? Why?
But do you feel like having trust, like you want someone to talk
Trust
to,
who?
or someone you can confide in, that you can share your thoughts
No,
with?
I have not done that. I don't do that. I'm not that girl who picks up a phone, tell you her RR. Hey, listen, this is what happened to me. I don't.
So who do you talk to?
No one.
Like you keep everything inside?
There is nothing inside. I'm so happy.
No, but if you're going through a bad day, for example.
I cry.
By yourself?
Uh-huh.
And that takes everything out.
And then my brother and my mom, we all 3 sit down. I tell my inhibitions or my apprehensions. I sometimes, when I'm very cranky and when I'm worried about work, the most stress that I have in my life is about work, never about anything else, honestly. So my brother peps me, gives me that talk, hey, you earned well, you've done this, chill, But beyond that, I have no boyfriend issues. I have nothing to cry about. I don't...
So do you think having a partner in like the industry this time, like, pehli baat you're working 24 hours a day, okay? Then you have someone like, what are you doing, where are you going, how are you eating, what have you done? I can't take the kitch of someone asking me these questions, first of all. I have had a few serious relationships in my life, well, more than a few, quite a few. Not...
But with who?
That I can't say, but I'm saying that I've had serious, you know a few of them, serious relationships. I just think that sometimes it's okay to be single. It's okay not to get married. It's okay not to be with somebody, because honestly, that's mental peace for me.
That's why I'm saying
marriage
I'm so
is for
happy.
everybody.
That's why I'm saying I'm so happy. I'm the happiest.
Are you happy single?
Yeah, very. It's been more than a year now. More than a year. And absolutely single. It's not, by single, I don't mean, I'm flirting with 2 others or sexting someone or someone seeing me or there's a friend with benefit. Nothing. Zero. Clean life.
Isn't that more peaceful?
Very. And I think to get back to texting somebody asking and they asking me I think it's going to be such a task for me to do because I can't get up and make an effort to now go meet somebody, date anybody. I'm so lazy, Rajiv. मेरे को मौत आती है किसी को text करने में until and unless it's a work call or I have to tell my quote, my commercials.
You are always very prompt with me though.
Pumped with you? Prompt with you?
Yeah.
Of course I reply to text. But I'm not somebody who, what you doing, what's up, what night, what...
But for the public audience, they think that, marriage is a very big thing in life. Like I put a story up once saying, now I know, I didn't realize this before, but now I know that prenup's not legal here. We're having a prenup in the country. You know what prenup is?
Of course I know.
Yeah, so prenup is something not legal here.
हुआ तो मेरा पैसा मेरा, तुम्हारा तुम गए.
Yeah, so in London it's very legal, right? But do you think that the norms of society where you have to get married, have to have children, I mean, it's changing a bit.
Yeah,
I think you should live with somebody for at least 2-3 years to understand their what do you call it, their habits.
पहले इस्तेमाल करें फिर विश्वास करें.
Now you see, now पहले इस्तेमाल करें फिर विश्वास करें.
It's a jingle, no? बचपन का.
I don't say इस्तेमाल करें. I'm just saying you always know what someone's like when you start living with them. तू मुझे इतना फंसा रही है. I'm saying that it's always good to know what it's like to live with somebody before marrying them, because then you get because really marrying somebody and living with them is two different things.
Yeah.
Living with somebody, you know their day-to-day routine, you know their mindset, you know how they are in the morning. You always tell what someone is when you wake up in the morning or when they sleep at night. That's the real self.
Also, I feel that I've spent such a considerable and almost the entire part of my life single बोल रही हूँ, staying by myself, taking my own decisions, being by myself, that it's going to be it's a insanely dangerous phase to be so free in life,
Well, I have कोई
बोलने वाला नहीं है कुछ भी,
मेरे पास एक चीज़ है कि
nobody interferes in my affairs, in my things.
काफ़ी
कल को अब कोई आएगा किसने कुछ बोल दिया, I don't think I'm going to take it very well, or I might just because I've lived so freely that I'm ready to just give myself in.
No, I am promising you one thing. I have been offered many marriages.
You've been?
Many offers have come to me of marriage. बहुत सारे.
Okay.
From common friends of ours. And their only condition is that if मैं शादी 40 से पहले नहीं करूँगा मैं, तो मैं आपके साथ शादी करूँगा. तो unlike their backup plan, तो मैंने एक सोचा है मैं घर लूँगा जो 7-8 बेडरूम का मकान है. And मैं भी शादी ना करूँ. और किसी को शादी नहीं करनी है तो हम साथ में रहेंगे. एक old age home बनाएंगे for the not married. We'll have a party there.
वो बच्चे नहीं होते.
We'll open our own bastion in London.
10 साल के बाद तुझे कोई नहीं मिला और मुझे कोई नहीं मिला तो हम शादी कर लेंगे.
But that's the deal they're giving me. मैं क्या करूँ यार, सब मुझे यही बोल रहे राजीव. तुम हमारा backup plan है. Backup plan क्यों? Why my backup plan?
Let them go.
Huh?
Let them go.
Yeah, I still like them, yeah.
Aww.
You know me, I can't really. You know me, I'm very loyal.
See, you can't be.
I'm a very loyal person.
You are.
I'm very loyal. If I'm dating somebody, I cannot cheat on them.
To you?
Loyal.
एक ही जगह.
Loyalty for me. Oh my God.
एक ही के साथ.
Yeah, एक ही के साथ. Not only mentally.
Physically.
And physically.
Are you? Have you been?
Yeah, I have been in my relationships. Have you?
Yeah. The last one.
But I want to ask you a question, which is quite controversial.
Okay.
So I agree to disagree, and it's something which I've always wanted to ask somebody. So you're a good person to ask because you're quite bored. Is when you are with somebody, for example, now you know where I'm going with this.
No.
If you're dating somebody,
Yeah.
and say you cheat on that person,
I?
not you. I'm giving you an example. Like if someone cheats on that person,
Yeah.
physically, is that cheating, or is when someone giving the heart to somebody cheating? What is the definition for cheating for you? Like what is the definition for like cheating?
When people sleep with other people out of their relationships,
That's
cheating. That's cheating, and I don't
you
stand by it.
Yeah,
I don't endorse it in any way, and I don't. I'm also not okay with today's Gen Z slangs of what you call breadcrumbing, what you call.
Please educate me because I don't know any of these Gen Z slangs. I don't know anything about this.
So these are all stupid slangs.
It's called breadcrumbs.
Created by today's youth or whatever you call them, but it all ends with one thing. When you are in a relationship, when you're with somebody, you are with them, and if you have to if you're not sure or you want to try and test 5 other places, then you don't.
So I don't think in a relationship, loyalty is loyalty, with it physical or mental. You're with that person, and going out and having. I don't understand these open relationships.
You can date all you want, but one at a time. I'm saying one at a time. हाँ इतना time नहीं है यार, तो एक को text नहीं करूँ मैं 5 को कैसे कर लूँ यार, 3 को कैसे, यार लड़कियाँ इसके साथ भी है, उसके साथ situationship है, इसके साथ relationship है, इसका मुझे पता नहीं, यार तुम क्या कपड़े ले रहे हो क्या ज़ारा में, you know it's so funny, you know they're delusional man. You think that all the guys are crazy about them, they are behind them, and the same person must have texted me, you know, I must have not replied to uske piche. You know, how do you tell somebody?
No, we are very alike because, for example, I know people that have had relationships and then have broken up with somebody and turant found somebody else. I'm like, bhaiya, main to 2-3 saal se yahan ghum raha hu, kuch koi mil nahi raha. Like, people are sometimes very good in getting into relationships. I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I need time to understand somebody, to feel somebody, like, not feel somebody, but you know.
It's very subjective, you know, it's how you feel at the moment. You know, right now, I am so lazy, I can't tell you. I'm not even on the lookout, I'm not even looking, I'm not even entertaining anyone, and it's okay, you know.
Well, there must be a line behind you though, because you're a very pretty girl.
अच्छा, okay.
तू सुंदर तो बहुत थे, तुझे पता है. अब ये मत बोल मुझे पता नहीं मैं सुंदर हूँ.
उससे क्या होता है? उससे थोड़ा ना कुछ होता.
No, but you're a good girl, like you're a pretty girl who's got brains. But you got brains and you got knowledge.
That's the whole problem.
What's the problem with that?
That I have brain and I think, and my brain functions, and I can take decisions, and I can call.
So you think that boys don't like that about you?
Yeah, they're when a girl is, you know.
I find it so attractive when my partner, or when a girl, or when, you know, I like. I'll be honest with you. Whenever I see a girl dressed in those, you know, those suit jackets and those, you know, like the baggy suits, and I find it really attractive. I think I love a classy girl.
That's great.
Or anybody who's very knowledgeable, very independent, very about themselves, very, you know, proper. And Nia, let me tell you something. You're going to find a very good husband that's going to look after you and is going to appreciate for you who you are, because you're a good girl and you have that with you.
So sweet.
You're so pretty, you're so knowledgeable, and one of the in fact, I'm doing this podcast and you're one of the people I wanted to call because you're so knowledgeable and you have such good character. And it's not about looks. Sometimes you can have the looks, but you don't have the brains. Yeah. You're the full package. So anyone who's not going to treat you right, babe, you just call me, yeah. आके ऐसे वो करूँगा ना, ताली बजाऊँगा, डांडिया खेलूँगा सिर के ऊपर, लोगों के ऊपर. Anyone misses, I'm your gunda.
Yeah.
For you.
I have your back.
If anyone ever misses
So
you,
sweet.
Nia Sharma.
No, I want concrete. Is why I'm waiting. I'm okay to not faff around anymore, and when I'm okay not going out on dates, going out on coffees. It's so.
Do you like to cook? I've touched a very sensitive nerve. Because you're a very bad cook, I heard.
My God. No, I'm not bad. I cook. Yes, I go to the kitchen. During the Navratri fast, I was cooking for my mom and she gave me blessings to no end. Matlab, endless blessings.
Are you fasting for Navratri?
2 days. First 2 days I keep. But I am good at cooking. But jo show pe main jis tarah se I've fumbled and failed, I don't think anyone's going to buy that anymore. You know, मैं शो पे भी बोलते थे जब मैं हग रही होती थी, ऐसे मेरे से शादी नहीं करेगा कोई, ये हो क्या रहा है मेरी लाइफ में. नो, ऐसा नहीं है. बेसिक कुकिंग सबको आती है यार. आई कैन टिपिकली कुक नाइस इंडियन फूड. यस आई कैन. यस आई नो हाउ टू कुक, बट इट्स नॉट व्हाट आई एंजॉय ऑनेस्टली. मेरे को नहीं पसंद चाय बनाना, मेरे को नहीं पसंद. वो कर दूंगी मैं. आई विल डू इट. आई विल डू व्हाट आई एम expected to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you do well?
Yeah.
And last but not least, where do you see, like, we all go through certain stages in our life. And I feel this, I mean, I ask this question to a lot of people. This industry can get very toxic, very heavy. And people think, oh, you know, coming to Bollywood is this beautiful life of, you know, having money and doing this, you meet the stars, and you meet this. Yeah, it's all fine and perfect. Yeah, we get good money. Yeah, we get good fame out of this. Yeah, we do get all of this, which I'm not knocking because that's the positive side of it. But Nia, I think you know and I know, there's a very dark side to this industry also, which is tough also for us to sometimes deal with, and the toxicity and stuff. Have you ever been put in situations where you think, oh God, what am I doing here?
Yeah, and I've walked away from there. I mean, today, last 1 year, 2 years, I don't remember if I've fought with anybody. Every time I see a corrupt situation, every time I see politics, every time I see people going bonkers, berserk, even if it's after drinking or anything, I walk out.
You can't handle that.
I can't handle that. I will not allow that, and I don't do that to others. Nobody is supposed to do that to me. So every time I see somebody leaving manners, somebody's body leaving manners, and somebody going out of bounds, I walk out of that situation, of that place, of that whole thing. Is why I have been peaceful and nobody really crosses a line with me, because I don't allow that. it's not happened with me in a very long time. You have to walk out. Nobody else. You can't expect anybody else to just behave good with you all.
I remember I had a few friends that obviously in the industry, and I remember it's so uncanny what you're saying, because for a long time I used to put up with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I used to put up with a lot of things thinking that अच्छा मुझे ये रिश्ता खराब नहीं करना है, मुझे क्यों करना है, मैं इंडस्ट्री में हूँ, लोग क्या बोलेंगे, शायद मेरा काम निकाल देंगे, वो काम खराब कर देंगे. And Nia was in that cycle for the last 15 years.
You don't have to.
Came to Big Boss. Finally I found my identity, that this is Rajiv Adatia. I'd have to explain to people, like, they thought I was this person's brother, this person's whatever, this person's friend, this person's best friend from London. I had to explain my whole situation, who I was. So Big Boss gave me the identity. After that, when I came out of the house, the toxic behavior or the parties or the especially people that I was hanging around with, and I knew that it was toxic, but I didn't want to say anything because I'm like, मैं कुछ बोलूँगा तो क्या होगा, ये रिश्ता खराब होगा, or ये होगा वो हो. And in my mind I was like, no, why do this? But I could not sleep at night because I'm like, I'm getting bad vibes. वो इसलिए if they're talking about their best friends, they're talking about me also. Finally, Nia, I came to a stage कि मैं बोलता, I need to get out of this. I removed myself from that situation. मैंने वहाँ से निकाला. I'm telling you, Nia, it is the best thing I've done because मुझे इतना शांति है अभी.
I've always done that.
मुझे इतना अच्छा महसूस होता अभी. मुझे इतना मुंबई आके मुझे घबराहट क्या बोलते हैं? वो सब घबराहट जो भी है, घबराहट, anxiety, वो नहीं होते मुझे अभी. I'm telling you, in life we have to take those toxic people out.
Yeah, you asked me if I have a lot of friends. No, because I'm so good at leaving because I am not dependent on anybody. ये चला गया तो मेरी वो खुशियाँ रुक जाएंगी.
Because if you argue against reality, you will suffer.
वो भी नहीं, मुझे मत्था ही नहीं मारना किसी से. मेरे को लड़ना ही नहीं है किसी से यार. जिसने की है बदतमीजी, if you've done something wrong to me, you know it. मुझे थोड़ी ना चीख के मैं बताऊंगी और तुम बोलोगे नहीं. कोई नहीं मानेगा अपनी. The problem is कोई अपनी गलती नहीं मानता है.
Correct.
बेटर है एक बार हो गया, 2 बार हो गया, 3 बार हो गया, 4
Remove yourself.
नमस्ते. तुम अपने घर, मैं अपने घर, कोई किसी को मिस नहीं कर रहा है. I'll go, you'll have 5 more friends. I move on when there's space. I'll get more new people. So I live like that.
I love this mentality about you.
You know, and I like hanging out.
It's really fab. Huh? Your mentality is very on point, and someone like this, that's what I'm saying to you. You have beauty with brains.
But you got to live alone then. You know.
Yeah, but I love living alone.
Ready for that.
No, I mean I live with my family. I'm saying my mom.
I do. My mom and I stay together.
But I'm saying that I am very comfortable now being in my own shell, because I think if for mental peace, if I need that, I'll have that. I don't want to be a part of a situation where I'm hearing non-stop gossip about people. What I hate the most.
I can't.
What I hate the most is people bitching someone out to me and going to them and being sweet to them also. भैया तुम आधे घंटे पहले उसकी पूरी कहानी मुझे बता रहा है और जाके हाँ, you're my best friend, love you so much. Yeah, I'm like, what? How fake can you be? This is what irritates me about here. You don't like someone, start a bola, I don't like you, or just remove yourself. So Neha, I really respect you because I think we're very similar. Like, I think we should get married in 40 years.
Will you get married?
Will you marry me?
To me?
Yeah.
You sure?
Why are you threatening me?
I'm not threatening you. I'm asking.
Will you marry me in 40 years? If you're going to reject me on my own show now, I'm going to kick you out.
अभी मैं वो टॉपिक छेड़ूंगी फिर तुम बोलोगे no, we're not talking about that. अभी मैं क्या करूं?
Okay, if you don't get married in 40 years, I'll marry you.
चाय फेंक के मारूंगी तुम्हारे मुंह में. Backup plan है.
No, I don't think I can wait that long. I think there'll be like 10, 20 people outside right now thinking, Nia Sharma, we're getting married to you, dude. But you're going to have like some like screening test or something, aren't you? Like screening program. Yes, no, yes,
Swayamvar.
No.
इतना confidence.
अरे let's do your Swayamvar, yeah, Nia.
कुछ भी मत.
Kales. Nia ka Swayamvar karo. I'll be one of the people on the Swayamvar.
Bullshit.
And choose me, huh? We'll get a free holiday out of it.
So not classy.
We'll get a free marriage out of it. Hey, काम करते, you choose me, we'll get the marriage, get the money, and then I'll get divorced in 2 days.
Thanks, you told them the plan.
Kales, madam, you know I'm talking to here. Please give us the show.
Bullshit.
And we'll make your Swayamvar. Nia and Rajiv ka Swayamvar.
It's time to end the podcast because it's going nowhere.
My last question, comedian.
Last question है?
No, that was the last question.
Okay.
Let me. Why do you say that? I'm ending it there only.
मजाक यार तुम्हारा और खींचो.
अच्छा क्या बोला मैंने?
शादी.
No, what was the last thing I said?
Swayamvar.
So, madam, if you have a show for us, you please, give it to us because Nia ka Swayamvar will be very good.
Yeah, right.
And please invite me to your marriage. Anyway, guys, this is the end of my podcast with Nia, and I just think you're looking very beautiful today in the pink, in my pink avatar. So, Nia, thanks for coming on my show. It was really nice having you here. And guys, Don't forget to watch my next podcast with my next guest that's coming, only on Mic Drop with Rajiv Adatia. And please like, share, and subscribe. And Nia, once again, thank you for coming on my show. Love you.
Welcome.
Mwah. Love you, darling.